quick, march.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this joyous occasion. We are so happy you're here today to celebrate the inauguration of President Lisa Ryerson. Oh my goodness, this will be the last time I speak before a crowd, clearly. I'm so sorry. Let me start again. My name is Winnie Lerner. I serve as the chair of Southern New Hampshire University, of the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you here today, to be here with us to watch, as we formally recognize Lisa Marsh Ryerson as the 6th president of Southern New Hampshire University. I'd like to thank the Southern New Hampshire University Funk Band for playing some wonderful selections for us before the ceremony. You'll hear more from them soon. And thank you so much also to the New Hampshire Police Association Pipe Band for leading our processional today. I would now like to ask everyone, if you are able, to please rise for the national anthem, sung this morning by SNHU student Warren Olson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Warren. Good morning. My name is Dr. Jennifer Batchelor, University Provost. We are honored to be with you today with representatives from the university leadership, past and present, our many partners, peers, and colleagues, and especially our alumni and students. I want to acknowledge that we gather on the unceded traditional territory of 7 indigenous nations, the original stewards of this land. We honor their deep connection to this place and recognize the enduring and ongoing presence of their people and culture. We also recognize our university community is part of a city built on the backs of immigrants and working people. So now let us take a moment of silence, and whether in prayer or simple contemplation, remember that our success has its roots with those who came before us, including loved ones no longer with us. Let them all be present with you in your heart. Thank you. Now let's get started. I would like to introduce the platform party. I'd ask you to please stand as you're announced and remain standing. Serving as our Mace Bearer, Faculty Senate President, Dr. Shauna Bowden. Our institutional delegates, President of Riviera University, Sister Paula Marie Bewley. President of Manchester Community College, Dr. Paul Bowden. President of Nashua Community College, Dr. James Keene. President of Urban College of Boston, Dr. Eve Solomon Fernandez, and Micah Stark, President of the New Hampshire College and University Council. The executive leadership of the university, whose names are listed in your program. Student Government Association President Avery Bertrand, Alumni Association President Aaron Dupree, our Board of Trustees, including Chair Winnie Lerner, who began our ceremony. University President Emeritus Dr. Richard Gustafson, and finally, our President Lisa Marsh Ryerson. Thank you, you may be seated.
Good morning. My name is Susan Nathan, and I'm the Chief Experience Officer at SNHU. I am thrilled to reintroduce the Southern New Hampshire University Funk Band, comprised of our students and faculty. They have prepared a selection of President Ryerson's favorites for us today.
Took some time to celebrate. Just one day out of life. It would be so nice. Everybody spread the word. We're gonna have a celebration all across the world. In every nation, it's time for the good times. Forget about the bad times. One day to come together to release the pressure. We need a holiday. If we took a holiday, took some time to celebrate. Just one day out of life. It would be so nice. You can turn this world around and bring back all of those happy days. Put your troubles down. It's time to celebrate. Let love shine, and we will find a way to come together and make things better. We need a holiday. If we took a holiday, took some time to celebrate. Just one day out of life. It would be so nice. Holiday, celebrate. some time to celebrate. Just one day out of life. It would be so nice if we took a holiday. Took some time to celebrate. Just one day out of life. It would be so nice holiday.
Thank you, Funk Band. Awesome. What a fitting performance. We all know Lisa loves Madonna, and she loves to dance. Now I'm honored to introduce to you President Emeritus, Dr. Richard Gustafson, President of then New Hampshire College from 1987 to 2003.
Well, this is the first inauguration I've been to start it off as a dance party, and it's fun. We should do this more often. Good morning. It's my honor to bring greetings and congratulations and the perspectives of previously serving presidents to this honored occasion today. As you can see, higher education is rich in tradition and represents one of the pillars of our American democracy. And the inauguration of a new president is a significant milestone in the institution's history, as it is a symbol of the passing of the baton of leadership to the next generation of leadership. Inauguration is somewhat like a commencement, the completion of one journey, the beginning of another, but they represent major milestones as they occur much less frequently than commencement. For SNHU, we do this about once every 18 years. So you're on a very special occasion here this morning. With this continuity of leadership and common commitment to our institutional mission, we weave a fabric of strength that sustains this institution through the good times and navigates the challenging times as well. This creates a great sense of pride for all of us, a continuity of mission, a purpose rarely found in other organizations and institutions. And this, in many ways, is what distinguishes Southern New Hampshire University. So with this ceremony, we honor the past and we celebrate the future. For nearly 100 years, this institution has been blessed with leadership that began with a small accounting school housed in tight quarters above the Palace Fruit on Hanover Street to an internationally recognized university heralded for its constant innovation and its ability to successfully navigate challenges and to seize opportunities. This all started in 1932 when our first president, H.A.B. Shapiro, started the school at the height of the Great Depression and carried it successfully through the Second World War. Upon his death at an early age in 1952, the mantle of leadership was carried forward by his wife, Gertrude Shapiro, who achieved degree-granting authority from the New Hampshire legislature and moved the college from a family business to a nonprofit institution of higher education. When she retired in 1971, her son Edward steered the college through the tumultuous years of the Vietnam War, moved from downtown to the North River Road campus, started graduate programs with a single MBA, look what we have now, and opened the doors to international students from all over the world. For a transition year, our senior board member, she and Finney Bass and Green attorney Bill Green guided the college for that transition until my arrival in the fall of 1987. The Gustafson years saw program expansions in the liberal arts, education, raising our degree-granting authority to the doctoral level, consolidating the River Road campus, land acquisitions, building new academic and residential facilities, the initiation of our online program called Distance Education in those days, and our elevation to university status. President LeBlanc continued with this spirit of innovation, implementing competency-based programs and scaled the online programs of this university to previously unimaginable heights. He brought SNHU degree programs to refugees and isolated populations around the world, and initiated nursing and engineering programs and completed major construction sites on the River Road campus. So we gather here today with an impressive history that fills us with pride, gives us great optimism for the future of the university. It has been a place that has always welcomed change while embracing and balancing the enduring principles of integrity, academic freedom, transparency, accountability, and sustainability. Together we have navigated the rough waters and heavy seas of changing demographics, economic upheavals, cultural differences, and political divides. Though very different from one another, past presidents have been in harmony with our all-consuming commitment to student success and to balancing this institution's mission to an ever-changing marketplace. Today we stand on the threshold of an exciting new phase for this remarkable journey. In Lisa Marsh Ryerson, we have a seasoned leadership person that knows the heart and soul of this institution through her experience as a trustee and our provost. As we inaugurate her as the 6th president of SNHU, we have great confidence that her vision and leadership will bring continued success to this institution. Leaders who have come before her, and like her, she will not navigate this institution by using her rearview mirror. She will be setting her compass on the horizon, and we are positive she will blaze future pathways of greatness for SNHU. In this quest, we know that she will not be distracted by the turbulence of immediate events that sometimes throw others off the rails. Indeed, under her leadership, Southern New Hampshire University will continue to transform lives, just as it has been doing for nearly 100 years. Lisa, you have our best wishes for every success as our president, and to that end, we pledge our unwavering support. Congratulations.
Education is a thread throughout my life, and I feel so grateful that I have had that opportunity as well. I'm a first-generation college student, so I grew up in a home where my parents didn't have the opportunity to attend college, and that drove them to ensure that my siblings and I had that opportunity. I always say it really wasn't optional in our conversations. It was just built in from the earliest days. Go to school, enjoy learning, be lucky and grateful for opportunities to learn, and work hard and move on to college. So certainly it's a thread across my lifetime, but also it's the thread of my career. Both by education and by experience, I'm a lifetime learner and a lifetime teacher. I had 2 work-study jobs when I was an undergraduate student at my college, Wells College, and that led me to want to be a teacher of some sort. So I was a middle school teacher for 5th and 8th grade for some time. I also worked as a college administrator, and I came out of student experience, which is wonderful experience for the work that I've embarked upon as provost. But I've also served as the president at AARP Foundation, a very, very large nonprofit organization. Now I get to embark on this very exciting journey, serving as the next president of SNHU.
What a great video and what a great story. I am Lisa Garten, trustee, and before I begin my comments, I'd just like to say that I knew there were a lot of people up here that would do anything for Lisa, and I think we just proved it by dancing in public when there was absolutely no alcohol involved. And so there you have it, Lisa. Well, it is my pleasure to be able to offer some comments on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Excuse me, I have to get up to my place in the book. Okay, here we are. I became a trustee in 2013, and Lisa joined the board several short years later. And I know from experience that whatever role she's occupied, trustee, provost, interim president, SNHU has been better for having Lisa as part of it. Before I talk more about Lisa, however, I'd like to acknowledge her predecessors, one of whom is here today. It is safe to say that many board conversations took place about what we would do when Paul LeBlanc retired. And frankly, for me, a SNHU without Paul was just hard to envision. There's just no way to overstate his contributions and his impact on students and higher education literally around the world. And before Paul, although I did not have the opportunity to serve under him, I know that Dick Gustafson has his own lasting legacy of growth and leadership and impact. So SNHU has been in very good hands for a very long time. And as you just heard, over the past several decades, SNHU has grown into much more than a traditional university. It's a complex and multifaceted organization. So the board knew that deep knowledge in higher education for our next president would be necessary, but not sufficient. Where would we find this unicorn who could step in and bring SNHU into a future as spectacular as its past? Well, lucky us, it turns out that there was a unicorn right in our midst. To spend even 5 minutes with Lisa is to see part of what makes her special. Her warmth, authenticity, contagious smile, kindness, humor, compassion, and integrity. But what became readily apparent to the board when Lisa assumed the role of provost and then interim president, however, and what I believe makes her that unicorn worthy of leading a very special place like SNHU, is that living in harmony with that sunny disposition and infectious personality and great dance moves, you find nerves of steel, willingness to do really hard things, decisiveness, command over any subject matter put before her, a passion for strategic practice, and an insistence on data-led decision-making. Several of my fellow trustees shared thoughts that I think beautifully capture the essence of Lisa, and I was struck by the consistency in our sentiments. To me, she's a unicorn. To Maribel, she's a rare gem whose combination of wit, wisdom, intellect, but above all, authenticity, makes you feel seen and heard just a few sentences in, and who can also make tough decisions without missing a beat. To Diane, she has a rare gift, deep humanity and strategic rigor that aren't competing qualities. As Diane noted, Lisa leads with evidence and heart, with discipline and compassion. She puts learners first and lets evidence guide the way. To me, Lisa also exemplifies the best kind of leadership. I've always believed that true leadership emerges organically. It doesn't come from a title or a position of power. Lisa earns respect and gives it to others. In Lisa, we have a leader who can represent SNHU so effectively in the complex, thorny external world around us with poise and grace, and who inside the organization can continue to build and develop the talented team of leaders we are so fortunate to have at SNHU. I had a chance to see Lisa's leadership of her own team in action recently when Diane and I participated in a multi-day strategic planning session. Lisa was an important voice in the room, but not the voice in the room. The process and Lisa drew the best from everyone engaged, and what emerged was a body of work truly created as a team to lead SNHU into its spectacular future. And you can rest assured that Lisa is not letting that beautiful work sit on a shelf. In her words, SNHU has a strategic practice now, not a strategic plan. It's a verb, not a noun. And so the next exciting chapter begins. Lisa has unflagging support from the board as she creates her own legacy. Lisa, we simply could not be more thrilled to see you inaugurated as SNHU's 6th president. And now I'd like to welcome Winnie Lerner back to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. President Ryerson, would you please join me at the podium? I'd also like to introduce Danielle Stanton, our Chief Operating Officer, to present the first symbol. I will describe the first symbol while she is getting it. It will take some time to get for her to transition it across because it's quite heavy. The first symbol is the mace. First used as a weapon in the Middle Ages, a mace has now become a symbol of authority and unity. The SNHU mace was commissioned for the university's 50th commencement ceremony and is carried in all academic processions. Now, Aaron Dupuis, our Alumni Association president, will present the presidential hood. The presidential hood is a distinguished garment to accompany custom regalia, uniquely crafted to reflect the institution's identity, values, and the authority of its highest office. This is a symbol of the trust placed in you and your distinct leadership as the president of the institution. And finally, we'd like to please welcome Avery Bertrand, the president of the Student Government Association, to present the third symbol, the presidential medallion. This medallion is the representation of authority and responsibility vested in the university. It looks quite heavy. We hope Lisa won't topple over while wearing it. In the president and worn by the president at all ceremonial occasions. Our medallion was designed and fabricated in 1987 by an award-winning New Hampshire metalsmith. All of the university's presidents' names and dates of service are inscribed and engraved on the back of the medallion. Now, as you know, the board formally installed Lisa last year, but today we are here to reaffirm the pledge of oath of office. So Lisa, please raise your right hand. Lisa Marsh Ryerson, the Board of Trustees unanimously agreed to name you 6th President of Southern New Hampshire University. In accepting this call, you join a distinguished list of presidents of this institution that have shaped its history, its mission, and dedication to its learners. Lisa, do you pledge to lead Southern New Hampshire University with honesty, integrity, and unwavering commitment to its learners, faculty, and staff?
I do.
By the authority vested in me as the chair of the Board of Trustees and the state of New Hampshire, it is my great privilege and honor and distinct pleasure to confer upon you, Lisa Marsh Ryerson, the presidency of Southern New Hampshire University, with all rights and responsibilities that pertain thereto. Congratulations.
You did it. I'm so happy for us. My turn. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good morning on this glorious day. For those of you who are just joining us today and are just getting to know the Southern New Hampshire University community, isn't it spectacular? I mean, a funk band. Huge round of applause for Professor Cook and our wonderful funk band. That was one of the surprises for me. I grew up in Jamestown, New York, and music, band, the jazz band, the marching band were all really important to me. And as you saw, I surely love to dance. My girls will tell you when you talk with them that I believe a great start to the day and a great end to the day is a little music and a family dance party. I am so honored that each and every one of you has taken the time today to join me here in celebration for this moment in the history of Southern New Hampshire University. And I am so humbled by the words that have been shared this morning. I'm incredibly energized by our SNHU community and our extended Manchester and New Hampshire community, by our shared commitment to the incredible mission of SNHU. I'm also delighted following the ceremony for you to meet members of my family and friends who are here today. I'm really thrilled that my husband George is here, that my 3 daughters, Annie, Carol, and Julie are here, 2 of my siblings, I have 5, my sisters Cindy and Lori, my brother-in-law David, my fabulous nephew Nathaniel, my Wells sisters Ann, Meredith, and Sue, and all of them, including Terry, friends who became family. Welcome to SNHU. It's just a really joyful moment for me to merge my SNHU community with my friends and family. Like many of you, and you heard in that surprise video, I'm an educator. I'm an educator to my core and across my entire life. It truly is the center of who I am. From teaching middle school, as you heard, to serving as president of Wells College, my undergraduate alma mater, to supporting lifelong learning at AARP and AARP Foundation, education is my passion. I've always been drawn to the spaces and places where people are curious, where they're learning, asking questions, big and small, and imagining what might be possible. And I've always believed in the power of education to transform lives. This is the belief that drew me to SNHU in 2016, as you heard from the other Lisa, when I had the pleasure of joining the Board of Trustees. This university is a university with a bold vision, a powerful mission, and most importantly, an unwavering commitment to our learners. Returning to higher education, for me, wasn't about simply coming back. It was wholly about coming here to Southern New Hampshire University. As President Gustafson shared, we were founded 93 years ago, right on Hanover Street, down the block, here in Manchester. And as you learned, the university has always evolved to meet the needs of our learners and the many communities we serve. And in those early days, fewer than 50 students gathered in the evenings to study bookkeeping, accounting, and secretarial courses. Many were working while also caring for families during the day, just like the learners we serve today. Even then, our institution recognized the importance of knowing our students, of meeting our students where they are. Southern New Hampshire University was founded by Harry Alfred Benjamin Shapiro in 1932. His vision was a vision of accessible, practical learning, and it created the roots of what is still today SNHU. His wife, Gertrude Shapiro, stepped into the presidency in 1952, serving for nearly 2 decades. She served with great intellect and with deep care and commitment. You know, I am often asked, both here in Manchester and when I travel, if I am SNHU's first woman president. I am incredibly proud to say, no, Gertrude Shapiro holds that distinction. Their son, Ed Shapiro, continued that legacy, serving as president from '72 to 1987 and guiding our institution through growth and transition. And then, as President Gustafson shared, Bill Green stepped in for a year of transition, and we were lucky enough then to have President Dick Gustafson lead SNHU. President Gustafson, you heard from him earlier this morning, led our university for 16 years. His experience and his leadership expanded our reach, took us into the digital world, and laid a very strong foundation for what would come next. Dick, I'm grateful to have you as a friend and a colleague. It means the world to me that you are here with us, with me today. Thank you for your steady leadership and for your commitment and ongoing partnership with me and with SNHU. And of course, my dear friend, Paul J. LeBlanc, whose visionary leadership, whose drive for innovation, striving for more impact, helped and led SNHU toward a reimagining of what is truly possible for higher education, reminding each and every one of us that when we center our mission, we can reach learners at scale and also with great and abiding care. So I'm incredibly honored to join this legacy of leadership. It's not so long ago that 4 of the 6 of us were together. Ed, Dick, Paul, and I had an opportunity to get together and to talk about SNHU. I step into this role with humility and a lot of pride. Just as our leadership has changed over the years, SNHU has changed. We've grown a lot and evolved even more. From a handful of learners downtown to today's vibrant global community of well over 200,000 learners and over 300,000 alumni. And still, we carry forward the spirit of those first 50 students. They knew, as we know today, that education could open doors and unlock opportunity. And so we are proud to serve students like Victoria, an Army spouse, and mother of 3 who relocated 4 times on the path to her undergraduate degree. Thanks to SNHU, she brought her studies with her and completed her bachelor's in psychology. And Cedric, a truck driver from Mississippi who earned his degree and successfully transitioned to a new career at a rehabilitation center. And Raya, a proud first-generation student, just as I was, who studied with us on campus. She volunteered, she gave back to SNHU and her many communities, and now plans to serve in the Peace Corps. I want you to know that even with over 200,000 learners, we know our students. We know Victoria, Cedric, Raya, and Avery. The world today can feel divided. Yet when I look across this arena during our commencement ceremonies, I see a very different world, a very different place. I see America at its best. I see parents crossing the stage after years of late-night study sessions. I see veterans who studied with us while being deployed. I see learners who pursued their degrees while facing life-changing diagnoses. I see first-generation students blazing a trail that will change their lives, their families, and their communities. These moments remind us that education is not only about what we learn in classrooms in place or virtually. It is deeply and first and foremost about our humanity and about abiding human connections. I firmly believe, I know, that education is a social determinant of health. When we expand access to learning, we strengthen lives, we strengthen families, and we strengthen communities nationwide and globally. When higher education fulfills its promise, it does so much more than confer degrees. It opens doors to good jobs. It boosts our economy. It fuels dreams. And it affirms a truth I hold dear. We all do better when we all do better. So in the years ahead, SNHU will not be the same as we've always been. And I want you to know that what we know at SNHU is that that is in fact a good thing, because it is a signal that we are continuing to evolve to meet the needs of today's learners and tomorrow's workforce. We know we can and we must do better, because it is who we are at SNHU and because it is who our learners need us to be. What will remain constant is our spectacular mission, a mission that calls upon us to expand access to learning, to create flexible pathways that meet learners where they are, to provide meaningful, relevant learning experiences that help students achieve their goals. We'll continue to create community wherever SNHU is, a community where belonging and care are not just aspirations, but lived experiences. SNHU's greatest asset is her people. Together, we have the strength to navigate whatever lies ahead. So, as I wrap up, I want you to know I look forward to many, many more conversations with you, to listening, to learning from and with you, and to joining together as we envision what's next for SNHU. I extend that invitation to everyone here gathered, all of my fabulous New Hampshire presidential colleagues, the many community organizations with whom we partner. Let's join together to reimagine learning and higher education. Let's do it not just for some, but for all, because together we'll continue to strengthen and shape the future of higher education, one that expands opportunity, supports our communities, and builds a more just world. It will be a great future, and I am so proud that I get to build it with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again, Lisa. I want to thank everyone so much for being here today and celebrating with everyone here on the platform and with Lisa. The platform party will now begin the recessional. The aisle marshals will assist in releasing rows from the outer aisles to join us for lunch, which will be held on the other side of the stage. We promise there will be no more dancing at lunch today, but plentiful food and lots of enjoyment and great company. So thank you so much, and we'll see you on the other side.